With Lululemon, the real gift happens when they're living in it. When you give them the softest loungewear set, the real gift is this. And this. And this. This holiday, Lululemon makes it easy to give a gift that goes beyond. Open the moment. Shop now at Lululemon.com.
The wrongs we must right. The fights we must win. The future we must secure together for our nation. This is what's in front of us. This determines what's next for all of us. We are Marines. We were made for this.
I always look forward Saturday night before I begin the overnight shift, listening 6 to 10 to the greatest DJ of all time, our own cousin cousin Brucie, Brooklyn born and raised. He brings all those old classics back to life with the narratives, with the interviews, with stars that we didn't even know they were still alive and out there. And I want to just thank you on behalf of the entire WABC listenership out there, Cousin Brucie, for putting so much of your heart and soul into your programs every Saturday night.
Well, that's I love it. First of all, maybe you gave me a new name, Kurt. I like it. Cousin Brooklyn. I love that. You're funny. You are terrific. Thank you so much, Kurt. It's always, it's funny. When I'm on the air and I'm watching what's going on, and I see the red jacket and your chapeau passing by all the time, I always feel very good. I know Curtis is in the house, which is nice. It makes me feel good, Curtis. But wishing you and everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. I'm just so pleased to be part of this family, really. And that's what Thanksgiving's about, family. And we finally got this family back together again in New York. And thanks to John and Chad and Margot. And I tell you, what a wonderful feeling it is to know that it's, well, where it all started. We're talking about music especially. Music, where it all started, rock and roll and the top 40, right? And it's back in town, and just the holiday is there all year long. And that's what it is. I go on the air because I feel like it's a holiday. It's can be Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, doesn't matter. I'm on the air. It's a holiday time. Thanks to WABC.
Well, Cousin Brucie, when we listen to you Saturday night, so you can get it on the podcast, WABCRadio.com, I hear you refer to people from all over the world, not only calling you for requests, but emailing you, connecting with you, and that's when
Australia,
you realize,
everywhere.
Right, the power.
Japan.
The power that you have brought to WABC.
But, things have changed so much. And I'm sure that all the guys with you in the studio now, John and Sean and everybody, realize that radio is so changed. Like when we first started WABC, we were first on there, right? We'd say local radio. It was New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, which ain't bad, right? But today, there's no such thing. Local is universal. And like somebody, I think I heard John's voice, I'm a morning show. I'm a popular morning show in Tokyo. And in Manila, Philippines, that blows my mind. I cannot believe it.
And
so
Bruce,
music, yeah.
What's our favorite song? Hold on.
Freddie Cannon, boom, boom.
Those were great days, cousin.
Yep, and Palisades Park was so much part of what we were doing. We broadcast there, WABC broadcast there live every single weekend. And very much part of that park. And Palisades Park still lives today thanks to what we're doing. And it's such a great honor to be doing this. And by the way, Freddie Bum Bum Cannon is fine. He's doing well. We had him on the air. Besides all the music, my shows have changed quite a bit, guys, as you know. Right? No longer am I doing time checks and weather reports and station breaks. But part of the fun format is my guests. We have a lot of guests on the air, and people love to hear me talking to not only them on the air with dedications, but we have people like Freddie and Darlene Love and Mike Love. And we have all kinds of guests on the air. So talk radio, which blends beautifully with what you guys are doing. Right?
And cousin,
part of what I do.
And last Friday night I was in St. Pete honoring the birthday party of our old friend Joe Jimenez that ran the Valley Hotel, ran Caesar's Hotel, and who walks in? Bobby Vinton.
All right.
And he comes over to me and we start singing together. How old do you get before you regret the things you haven't done?
Bobby, and I was very happy when you sent me a note that Bobby sent his love.
Yes, he did.
Bobby retired about 2 years ago. Matter of fact, when we went on the air on WABC, I was his last interview, and then he told me he's retiring. So I was very pleased to hear that you were singing with him again.
We were singing happy birthday to Joe Jimenez, and it was a great time at the in St. Pete. And, happy days, it's good for happy days.
Yes, it is. It is, and we are so much part of everybody's lives, and thank you so much for doing this. I always love to tell the story about John, guys. I didn't know John. John used to call me all the time when I was another radio station and asked for recordings, asked for records. And John was a real music fan. I didn't know who he was. So one day somebody called me and said, "You know that guy who calls you every once in a while from his car?" I said, "No. I know his name is Cousin John and his wife is Margot." I didn't know who they were. And he says, "Well, he just bought WABC." I said, "What? How can anybody buy WABC?" And sure enough, John bought it. And John, I think with one day, called me and said, "Bruce, come on back on the air at WABC." And I thought that was the greatest thing that's happened in my career.
Exactly.
Well,
the way
thank
the
you.
story happened.
And we brought WABC back to its fame.
Right. And what a mixture. What a lovely mixture. We're doing a lot of talk today. You got guys like Curtis and all those Sid and people on the air, and you mix it with a cousin Brucie and Tony Orlando. Come on. What a wonderful idea. It's very today, and we're reaching the world. The whole world.
Now, cousin, you are not only a person who tells great narratives, picks great music. You made me cry with one of your interviews with Connie Francis, who actually wrote a letter when I first got on the air, WABC 35 years ago. It wasn't going well. She wrote a nice complimentary letter that raised my spirits when she told you the love of her life was Bobby Darin. Wow. And she wanted to elope.
Wow.
But because she was from a traditional Italian family, which I can relate to, she had to ask permission of her father. And her father said no. And you could hear her heart. Her heart bleeding so many
I got tears
years
in my
later.
eyes.
Yeah, same.
Cousin, that was the greatest interview I've ever heard on radio. It made me cry.
Well, but that's the idea, that we are able to relate like that. And it reaches a guy like you, a professional, right? Can you imagine what it does to people? People call, like they do with you two, Sid. They call me. I know what's going on. Somebody calls me in the morning that their dad or mom is in the hospital and not going to make it. And I always think to myself, why the heck are they calling me? Well, a very obvious reason, just like you said. We relate. There is a connection.
We all grew up together.
Radio is a wonderful connection, and we've discovered this great secret. And it's great. It works.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Cousin Brucie. Have a great day with the turkey and spend it with family, and we'll catch up again real soon.
Okay, look forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving, and everybody love you out there.
Thank you.
O'Reilly.
Your
Got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly